Okay, let's just dive right into this explainer. You know the way we handle power and tools on a construction site? It is literally the razor thin line between a successful day's work and a totally catastrophic accident. So today, we're cutting through all the noise and focusing on the absolute bare bones essentials of site prep and power tool safety. Here's our quick roadmap for today. We're going to hit site power and voltage, check out the power tool arsenal, run through pre-use safety inspections, and wrap up with safe working practices. Let's get into it. Section 1, Site Power and Voltage. It's all about understanding your source. Now this number right here, this is the absolute villain of our site. 230 volts. That's your standard domestic mains voltage. Sure, it's exactly what you use to boil a kettle in your kitchen, but if you combine that kind of voltage with typical site conditions, we're talking water, exposed metal, general rough handling, direct mains power becomes completely lethal. And because that risk is just so high, 230-volt direct mains power is explicitly banned on site, no exceptions.
So because of that extreme danger, we swap out that 230 volts for a much, much safer 110-volt site voltage. We basically run the power through step-down transformers, which massively drops the likelihood of fatal ventricular fibrillation if someone does actually get a shock. And the best part? You'll instantly know you're using the right safer voltage because all the equipment and cables are this bright, highly visible yellow. It's kind of like the universal visual cue for site safety.
Increasingly, though, battery-operated tools are completely taking over the modern site. And honestly, why wouldn't they? They entirely eliminate the massive headache of tripping over trailing cables, all while keeping the working voltages safely low. The sheer flexibility you get from just cutting the cord means you're not out there fighting with annoying tangles of yellow cables or constantly hunting down a transformer. It just makes the whole site safer and your workflow way more efficient. Moving on to Section 2, the Power Tool Arsenal. It's time to select the right tool for the job. First up in the lineup is the rotary hammer drill. This thing is a total workhorse that can drill into virtually anything you throw at it. Thanks to its hammer action, tough masonry is basically a breeze. Now, quick veteran pro tip for you on maintenance. Always keep that chuck well oiled to stop it from jamming. And guard your chucky with your life, because losing that little guy, that brings your entire job to a grinding halt.
But when you need raw, unmatched power, you're grabbing the SDS hammer drill. Fun fact, SDS actually stands for Secure Drill System. And because it actually locks the drill bit completely firmly into place, you can push this thing way beyond basic drilling. We're talking heavy chiseling work or snapping on core bits to punch significantly larger holes, safely.
We talked a bit about battery tools earlier, and modern cordless drills are exactly why they've become so incredibly popular. These things pack a serious punch. They range anywhere from 14 volts all the way up to a massive 36 volts. And since they run on batteries, trip hazards are at absolute zero, and you're not sacrificing a single ounce of capability. The cordless options out there right now scale all the way from your everyday screwdrivers straight up to full heavy-duty SDS drills. Let's talk about cutting. Circular saws are basically your best friend when it comes to lifting floorboards or notching joists. Jigsaws, on the other hand, are your precision instruments, perfect for intricate cutouts in worktops or partition walls. You can find both of these in corded or cordless setups. But listen, here is the absolutely non-negotiable rule for both. You have got to use the correct blade for the material, and the blade guard must, and I mean absolutely must, always be locked in place. Never ever pull off a guard just for the sake of convenience. All right, Section 3, Pre-Use Safety Inspections. Let's go over those essential safety checks. I want you to treat this sequence exactly like a pilot's pre-flight checklist. Ready? First, verify your tool has an in-date Portable Appliance Test, or PAT, sticker. Second, do a quick visual sweep of the tool's body for any mechanical damage and make sure that guard is totally secure. Third, check the blade. A dull tool means you're going to be pushing harder, which instantly turns it into a highly dangerous tool. Fourth, inspect the plug and check its fuse rating. And lastly, physically trace the cable for any frays and double-check that your residual current device is actually in place. These checks aren't just annoying bureaucracy, they are literal lifesavers. They're specifically designed to catch those critical, day-ruining faults. A missing safety guard, a frayed lead that's exposing live wires, a cracked housing hinting at internal damage, even a crushed plug. Catching these exact faults before you ever plug the tool in is exactly what prevents severe site accidents. And finally, Section 4, Safe Working Practices. This is all about your duty of care.
This quote right here, this is the foundational law of the land on literally any site. You personally carry a huge responsibility under the Health and Safety at Work Act. This is not just some casual suggestion from management. It is a strict, binding, legal duty of care. You are legally on the hook for protecting yourself, protecting your employer's interests, and protecting literally anyone else who might just be walking past or working right next to you.
So, how do you uphold that legal duty? Well, you have to work smart. Always match the tool to the task. Please don't try to force a jigsaw to do a circular saw's job, right? Strictly follow the site-specific risk assessment and whatever the manufacturer's instructions say. Gear up with the correct personal protective equipment, and as we just spent time covering, do not ever skip that pre-use inspection. One last thing. You've got to maintain constant situational awareness for environmental dangers. Because even if your tool is 100% perfect, the environment around you might not be. You need to watch out for other people's faulty equipment or damaged cables. Keep a sharp eye out for hidden property wiring behind walls or under the floorboards. Manage your own trailing leads so nobody trips, and always be on the lookout for general slip hazards. Slipping and falling is bad enough, but slipping while holding a live power tool, that is a total nightmare scenario.
Well, we've covered a lot. We've transitioned from dangerous mains to safe site power, geared up our tool arsenal, run our pre-flight checks, and locked in our legal duty of care. The rules are crystal clear and the dangers are mapped out. So the final question I'll leave you with is this. The next time you pick up a power tool, are you going to be controlling the site, or will you let the site control you? Thanks for tuning into this explainer, and seriously, stay safe out there.